lights we got? Get them lights up, because we bring in the receipts today. Twiggy Tone, salute. Because you see, when the brother said, you three and my brother Tay Jones, and we say, and I say that there's a holdup, right? There's a snag. Because we are already in February now, and there's still no announcement. So, let me get this straight. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua going to go middle of February before they even announce their fight. Kieran Alexis, salute. Things that make you go, So they're going to go middle of February. But didn't Tyson Fury tell the people, Black Brain Food, salute, Steve J, salute, that he cannot, absolutely cannot, just sit around and wait and not be active? BZ Bo, salute. That's why he couldn't wait for Deontay Wilder, because he can't sit around and not be active. After he's been training all this time, it's not good for him physically and mentally. Isn't that what he told us?
Those are the words of Blue Blood Sports TV. Shouts out to Blue Blood Sports TV. All bullshit aside, shout out to his daughter that had a birthday. So, you know, I don't play about family. You know, shout out to them. Shout out to her and them. Much love to his family. But here's the counterpunch. He has stated that him, Tay Jones, which somebody that I interviewed, I talked to. I haven't talked to him lately, but I've spoken with. And the date, the problem is the date. That the Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, or Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight that's supposed to happen, why isn't it being announced? Okay. And that's the holdup, or that's the big question. And Blue Blood defended himself like people think I'm making up shit, but I have receipts. You know, I thought Tyson Fury was supposed to fight because it's not good to be training and there's no fight behind the training. You know, a lot of training and no fight, that's overtraining. And let me say this. He's absolutely right about that. That was fishy. Because if you think about it, Tyson Fury, he absolutely positively had to have a fight in December. Or by December. And since that fight didn't happen, hey, get me another fight. Oh, the contract expired, so I need to fight someone. That is true. I do agree with that. There's no debate about that. You know, but there's a lot of other things you have to adhere. You have to understand that Wilder accused him of shit on national media, world media, right? Social media. And that made a big stomp. That made a big dent or halt in the process of him ever fighting Tyson Fury, right? Now, I always said, well, why didn't he fight Deontay Wilder in the UK? He could have fought Deontay Wilder in the UK. He could have. But anyway, that was strange. Let's continue.
John Bracken, salute. Yes, now Eddie Hearn is saying May is out the window, so now they're aiming for June, right? I wonder why. Why is May out the window? So, let me get this straight. Tyson Fury is okay with waiting for Anthony Joshua until June. But he couldn't wait for Deontay Wilder for February.
Now, he's criticizing, he's going after Eddie Hearn for changing the date from May to June. Okay. Well, let's counterpunch. First of all, the fight between Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder 3 was supposed to have been June, July, October, December, and all types of times in December. So, yes, they change. Now, could that be a sign that it's not going to happen? No. That's something Eddie Hearn said. Bob Arum said June. Okay, so you're totally omitting what Tyson Fury's co-promoter said or predicted that the fight would be. June. Now, if they do some outlandish shit like, hey, nah, it's in August. Okay, now it's time to give Blue Blood some credit because that's too far off. But from a month away from each other, and we're not even really sure if it's a full month because it depends on what day that we're referring to in May. Bars, right? It could have been May 15th, and then they change it to June 7th. That's not even a full month. That's just a different month. Okay, so that's misdemeanor shit. That's reaching for something that may not be there. Okay? And to answer his question, the last thing he said, like, well, it's cool for Tyson Fury to take a fight with, wait for a fight with Anthony Joshua than to take a fight with Deontay Wilder. I can answer that very, very easy. Easy peasy. Deontay Wilder is no Anthony Joshua. He doesn't have a belt anymore. Tyson Fury has the belt. That being said, why would people want to see that fight seeing what we saw the first time? Regardless of what people or what those guys want you to believe about what happened in that fight, Deontay Wilder got his ass beat. He got beat. He got embarrassed. He got bloodied up. He got bullied. He got roughed up. He got wrestled. Okay? So, knowing what we know, who would claim that fight would have been all that anyway? And then on top of the fact that Deontay Wilder, even if Tyson Fury would have fought him at that point, Wilder, it seems like Wilder, to a lot of people, lost his way, lost his spirit because he was too quiet. He wasn't that same bronze bomber / Deontay Wilder that we were accustomed to. He wasn't that dude no more. Do you think that helped sell fights? What was Deontay Wilder's greatest respect for Tyson Fury? Was because Tyson Fury could also talk a good game and he doesn't have to sell a fight for himself. Okay, fine. If you I believe if you exercise the contract or a rematch clause and then you go back and you say nothing, how are you helping promoting that fucking fight? What guarantee are we going to have that fight is going to sell if you sit in exile or in some type of quiet place and say nothing? Counterpunch. So there is no guarantee that fight was even 60% of what nothing leaves what? Nothing. So Tyson Fury was looking like, okay, well, I've already dominated this dude. Why would I go and then fight this guy? Yeah, it probably was in the plans. But understand, plans change. Plans change for Tyson Fury all the time. So why are we looking at Tyson Fury like he doesn't change plans all of a sudden? The dude does it frequently. Let's look at 2019. Let's look at 2020. Right? He changed his mind every 3 to 4 seconds, damn near. That's Tyson Fury. Okay? So Tyson Fury changed his mind about fighting Deontay Wilder on the rematch in 19. Remember that? He decided, no, I'm not even going to sign the contract after he'd already said he did. That's what I was explaining to Tate Jones. And like I also explained to Tate Jones, what makes you think that if he gets out of the Klitschko fight, what makes you think he can't get out of the Deontay Wilder fight? There's always a way. This is boxing, the sport that I love, that I hate so much. Okay? So there's a way out. And I'd be damned he found another way out. Yes, he might have wanted to fight another fighter, but then, hey, let me wait for Joshua because this fight's almost done. That's the fight that came around in the summertime of last year that got everybody's ears tingling and their right palms itching, that type of shit. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with. So to answer Blue Blood's question, back to that, Anthony Joshua was a bigger fight. I'm sorry, it is. And it might hurt people's feelings that are fans of Wilder. But understand, you can be a fan of Wilder, stay out of his pockets. Because when you start talking about the money that he makes, you have to talk about the money other people make. Okay, and when I mean other people, I just don't mean Anthony Joshua. I mean Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury's thinking of the potential money that he can make with Anthony Joshua versus what he's already made with Deontay Wilder. There's no comparison. Okay, and just because Eddie Hearn decides to, hey, maybe it might not be this date in May, it might be in June. Okay, that's the next month over. What's the fucking big deal? What's really the big deal? What's really the issue here? Right? That's reaching. So you're talking about receipts. Brother, it doesn't matter about what you think or what you feel. It's what's real. And guys are you looking at two champions promoting a fight that you claim that won't happen because you claim that Deontay Wilder has some type of hold on the heavyweight division. And let me tell you something else, okay? To be clear. Wilder is suing for compensation. He is suing for money. He's not suing to fight. He's not suing to hold anything up. He's suing because he missed his third fight. I keep telling you that this has nothing to do with him holding up two other guys. Okay? Because there's a such thing as money and there's a such thing as lawyers. And you don't have to be there presently to be active for anything. Counterpunch. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Blue Blood Sports TV's claim that Deontay Wilder still has a grab of the balls of Tyson Fury. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.